Welcome to Tungal Online Classes. In previous video, we have discussed the concept of PV diagram, Carnot engine and Carnot cycle. Right? The first one, what do you mean by the PV diagram? The graphical representation of the variation of a pressure with respect to the volume. So that is known as the PV diagram. So the area under PV diagram that gives the work done. It is very important point. The area under PV diagram that gives the work done. And the second one, Carnot engine. So Carnot engine, it is an ideal heat engine. So then what do you mean by the heat engine? Heat engine is a device, it used to convert heat energy into mechanical work. Heat engine is a device, it is used to convert heat energy into mechanical work. Right. So Carnot engines consist of the following parts. The first one is the cylinder, second one is the source, third one is the sink, and the last one is a insulated stand. The source means it is a hot body, it's maintained very high temperature, very high constant temperature, and going to supply some amount of energy to the working substance. And the next one is the cylinder. The wall of the cylinder, piston, all are made up of a bad conductor of heat, only base of the cylinder is made up of a good conductor of heat. And the next one, sink. Sink is a cold body, it maintains very low temperature, it maintains very low constant temperature, it is going to absorb the rejected heat from the working substance. And the next one, insulated stand. So insulated stand, so the stand is made up of a purely bad conductor of heat, purely bad conductor of heat. Okay, so after that, Carnot cycle. In Carnot cycle, there are 4 steps is there. The first one is isothermal expansion, second one is adiabatic expansion, third one is isothermal compression, and the last one is adiabatic compression. Right? Okay. So after that, we are going to find out the efficiency of the Carnot engine. The efficiency means it is noted by eta. Efficiency, it is defined as it is a ratio of work done by heat absorbed. So then what is the final expression to calculate the efficiency of a Carnot engine? So that is eta is equal to 1 minus T2 by T1, 1 minus T2 by T1. So that is the efficiency formula. The efficiency of a Carnot engine, it depends on the temperature of the source and the sink. Here the efficiency of a Carnot engine, it depends on the temperature of a source and the sink. Okay. The next concept, the limitations of first law of thermodynamics. Limitations of first law of thermodynamics. Limitations of first law of thermodynamics. What are the limitations? The first one, the first limitation is it does not tell us what is the direction of a heat, right? So the limitations of a first law. So the first point is it does not tell us about the direction of a heat. So that is the first point. And the second limitation, is generally we know that the heat is transferred from higher temperature region to the lower temperature region, or higher temperature body to the lower temperature body. But this law, it does not give any reason why the heat is not transferred from cold body to hot body, cold body to hot body. So this is the second limitation. So what is the second limitation here? Already we know that heat is a form of energy, it is always transferred from higher temperature region to the lower temperature region, but this law does not give any information. This law does not give any information why the heat is not flowing from cold body to hot body, cold body to hot body. Third limitation, it does not tell us how much of heat energy is converting into work. So these are the limitations of a first law of thermodynamics. So these are the limitations of first law of thermodynamics. The first one is it does not tell us about the direction of a heat, and the second one is we know that heat flow from hot body to cold body, but this law does not give any information why heat energies cannot transfer from cold body to hot body. And the last one, it does not tell us how much of given quantity of heat energy is converting into work. So these are the limitations of first law of thermodynamics. It is very important for 3 marks. The next concept is reversible process, irreversible process, and last one is the quasi-static process. So then what do you mean by the reversible process? So reversible process means a process is made to go in reverse direction such that all changes occurs in a direct process is exactly opposite in a reversible process. So that is known as the reversible process. So what do you mean by reversible process here? A process is made to go in reverse direction. A process is made to go in reverse direction such that all the changes occurs in direct process is exactly opposite to the reversible process. For example, for reversible process is the slow expansion and the slow compression of an ideal gas. So this is an example for reversible process. Okay, see here. So already we know the Carnot engine and the Carnot cycle. So in Carnot cycle we draw a PV diagram, right? So this is a pressure versus volume diagram. So this is initial state. It is represented by A point, and this is a B point, and this is a C point, and this is a D point, right? So in this case the AB curve indicates that is isothermal expansion, and BC curve indicates that adiabatic expansion, and this is isothermal compression, and this is adiabatic compression. Okay, see here. So in this case, the first one, the system changes from A to B position, B to C position, C to D position, and D to A position. This is the direct process. In this case, the system is moving from A position to B position, B position to C position, C position to D position, and D to A position. And here the reversible process means a process is made to go in reverse direction such that all the changes occurs in a direct process exactly reverse in the reversible process. Okay, so that means in the direct process it moving from A to B, B to C, C to D, and D to A. So in this case we are made this process to go in reverse direction. In that case it move from A point to D point, D point to C point, C point to B point, B point to A point, right? So it is exactly reverse, right? So this is known as the reversible process. So what do you mean by the reversible process? A process is made to go in reverse direction such that all the changes occurs in the direct process is exactly reverse in the reversible process. So that is example for reversible process is the slow expansion or the compression of an ideal gas. So that is example for reversible process. And the next one, irreversible process. Irreversible process means a process cannot be made going in reverse direction. A process cannot be made going in reverse direction. So that is known as the irreversible process. For example, the sudden expansion or the compression of the ideal gas. So the sudden expansion or the compression of ideal gas. So that is an example for irreversible process. And the last one, quasi-static process. Quasi-static process means it is an infinitely slow process. It is an infinitely slow process in which the system remains thermally and mechanically equilibrium with the surrounding. Thermally and mechanically equilibrium with the surrounding. So already we know that thermal equilibrium and mechanical equilibrium. So thermal equilibrium means the temperature of the system and the surrounding both are same. The temperature of a system and surrounding both are same, and the mechanical equilibrium means the net force acting on that system is 0. The net force acting on the system is 0. So then the quasi-static process means it is an infinitely slow process in which the system remains thermally and mechanically equilibrium with the surrounding. The next one is second law of thermodynamics. There are two statements. The first one is Kelvin-Planck statement. No process is possible whose sole result is the absorption of heat from a reservoir. Reservoir is nothing but a source, and the complete conversion of the heat into work. So the meaning of this statement is there is a no process it is possible the entire amount of heat energy is converting into work. Entire amount of heat energy into work. So that is the meaning of this statement. What is the statement here? No process is possible whose sole result is the absorption of heat from a reservoir or a source, and the complete conversion of heat into work. And the second statement is Clausius statement. The second statement is a Clausius statement. No process is possible whose sole result is the transfer of heat from a cold object to the hot object. So the meaning of this one is the no process is possible to transfer the heat from cold body to hot body without doing any external work. So that is the meaning of a second statement. No process is possible whose sole result is the transfer of heat from a cold body or cold object to the hot object. So that means the no process is possible to transfer heat from cold body to hot body without doing any external work, right? So in examination they may ask for write Kelvin Planck statement, right? So for 1 mark, if they are asked for 2 marks, we have to write both the statement. See the problem here. What amount of heat must be supplied to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2 kg of nitrogen at room temperature to rise its temperature by 45 degrees Celsius at a constant pressure? Molecular mass of nitrogen is given 28 gram and R value is given, capital R is equal to 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin. So that is the universal gas constant value. Okay, see here, the first write on the given term. So what amount of heat must be supplied? So that means Q is equal to question mark. Q is equal to question mark. They are given the mass of nitrogen is given, small m is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2 kg, right? After that, at room temperature, to rise its temperature by 45 degrees Celsius. So then del of T is equal to 45 degrees Celsius. To rise its temperature by 45 degrees Celsius means the del of T is equal to 45 degrees Celsius at a constant pressure. Here pressure is equal to constant, at a pressure is equal to constant. After that, the molecular mass of nitrogen is given, that is 28 gram. Molecular mass, that is capital M, is equal to 28 gram. Convert this into kg. Convert this into kg, that is 28 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg. 28 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg. Okay. In this case, we are going to find out how much of quantity of heat energy supplied to the system at a constant pressure. So already we know the expression to calculate the quantity of heat at a constant pressure, that is Q is equal to Cp into mu into change in its temperature. Mu into change in its temperature. So already we know that the mu indicates that mass divided by molecular mass. Here mu is equal to, that is m divided by capital M. So what is the value of m here? The m is equal to, that is 2 into 10 to the power is minus 2 divided by molecular mass. Capital M value is 28 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So this is equal to, what is the value of this one? This is equal to 0.71. 0.71. We are going to find out the Cp value. So expression to calculate the Cp value is Cp is equal to 7 by 2 into R. 7 by 2 into R. So this concept will comes in the next chapter, we will discuss there. So just remember this formula. Cp is equal to 7 by 2 into R. Here this is 7 by 2 as it is. What is the R value here? The R value is universal gas constant. Its value is 8.314. 8.314. So multiply this one. Multiply this one. We will get the final result is 29.085. 29.085. So this is the Cp value. Here we want to calculate the Q value. Q is equal to, what is Cp value here? Cp value is 29.085. Next, into mu value is, that is 0.71 into the change in temperature or the rise in temperature value. So that is 45 degree Celsius. So change in temperature is 45 degree. So multiply this one, that is 29.085 into 0.71 into 45, that is equal to 929.26. 929.26 joules. So this much quantity of heat energy supplied to that system. Q is equal to 929.26 joules. Okay, see the problem here. A cylinder with a movable piston contains 3 mole of a hydrogen at a standard temperature and pressure. The wall of the cylinder is made up of a heat insulator. The wall of the cylinder is made up of a bad conductor of heat, and the piston is also insulated by having a pile of sand on it. So that means the piston is also bad conductor of heat. By what factor does the pressure of the gas increases if the gas is compressed to half of its original volume? Okay, see here in this problem they are given the cylinder is made up of purely bad conductor of heat. So then this is the adiabatic process. In adiabatic process the equation is PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. Okay, see here in this case we are going to find out by what factor does the pressure of the gas is increases if the gas is compressed half of its original volume. Okay, in this case we are going to find out P2 by P1 is equal to question mark. So then if the gas is compressed half of its original volume means let us assume that the initial volume of the gas is somewhat x. Let us assume that the initial volume of the gas is somewhat x. So after compression the final volume becomes half of its original volume. So that means x by 2. That means x by 2. Okay. So in general we will write this equation as a P1 V1 to the power of gamma is equal to P2 V2 to the power of gamma. So here we want P2 by P1 value. P2 by P1 is equal to P2 by P1 is equal to V1 by V2 to the power is gamma. V1 by V2 to the power is gamma. Okay, see here, substitute the V1, V2 value here. That is P2 by P1 that is equal to V1 value is original volume that is x. V2 value is half of its original volume x by 2 to the power of gamma. What is the gamma value here? That is 1.4. The gamma value is 1.4. Here x get cancelled. Here x get cancelled. The remaining is P2 by P1. P2 by P1 is equal to 2 to the power of 1 by 4. Here the remaining factor is this is P2 by P1 is equal to 2 to the power of 1.4. This is equal to 2.7. 2.7. That is P2 by P1 is equal to 2.7. See the next problem here. In a changing the state of a gas adiabatically from an equilibrium state A to another equilibrium state B, an amount of work equal to 22.3 joules is done on the system if the gas is taken from the state A to B via process in which net heat absorbed by the system is 9.35 calorie. The how much is the net work done by the system in the later case? Okay, see here in the first one, in a changing the state of a gas adiabatically, in adiabatic process there is no heat exchange from system to surrounding or surrounding to system, that is dq is equal to 0. So from first law of thermodynamics, that is dq is equal to du plus dw. dq is equal to du plus dw. In adiabatic process there is no exchange of heat energy from system to surrounding or surrounding to system, then dq is equal to 0. Substitute dq is equal to 0 here, then du plus dw. So from this one du is equal to minus dw. Here they are given the work done, so that is 22.3 joules. So then du is equal to minus 22.3 joules. So this is the internal energy. This is the internal energy. In next case we are going to find out what is the amount of work done. So that means we have to calculate dw value, right? Again from the thermodynamic first law, dq is equal to du plus dw. So here we want the dw value, that is dw is equal to dq minus du. So what is the dq value here? They are given the dq value is 9.35 calorie. Convert this into joules. Convert into this joules by multiplying 4.19. So that is 9.35 into 4.19 minus what is the internal energy here? That is 22.3 joules. Okay. So this is the internal energy value. So then multiply this one 9.35 into 4.19, 9.35 into 4.19, so its value is 39.17. So its value is 39.17 minus 22.3 joules. This is equal to 16.87 joules. See the next problem here. An electrical heater supply heat to a system at the rate of 100 watt. If the system performs work at a rate 75 joules per second, at what rate is the internal energy increases? So at what rate the internal energy increases? So in this case, they are given an electrical heater supply heat to a system at the rate of, so here dq value is given, dq is equal to, that is 100 watt. The rate of heat energy supplied to the heater, that is dq is equal to 100 watt. If the system performs work at the rate of 75, work rate is 75 joules per second, So then at what rate the internal energy is increases? So the du is equal to question mark. So from thermodynamic first law, that is dq is equal to du plus dw. From this one, du is equal to dq minus dw, right? So dq value is 100 watt, dw value is 75, the total is 25 joules per second, 25 joules per second. See the next problem here. A thermodynamic system is taken from original state to an intermediate state by the linear process as shown in the figure. So find out the work done. So already we know that the area under PV diagram that gives the work done. So then W is equal to area under PV diagram, area under PV diagram, right? Okay, see here the area of a triangle. So here consider the triangle is DEF, triangle DEF. So already we know the formula to find out the area of a triangle, that is half into base into height. Here half base value, what is the base value here? Base value is EF, base value is EF into height value is df, height value is df. Okay, substitute here, this is 1 by 2 as it is. EF value, so here this is 5, this is 2, 5 minus 2 is, that is 3. DF value 600 minus 300, 600 minus 300 means that is 300, this is 2 ones are 2, 150, this is equal to 450 joules, this is equal to 450 joules. See the last problem here. Calculate the efficiency of a Carnot engine operating between 127 degrees Celsius and the 27 degree Celsius. Okay, see here. So in this case, we are going to find out the efficiency. Already we know that the efficiency means it's the ratio of work done by the heat absorbed, So this is the one relation to calculate the efficiency, and the another relation is, that is eta is equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. So in this case, they are given, the temperature is given, so this is T1 and T2 value. See here, the T1 value, so that is 127 degrees Celsius and T2 value is 27 degrees Celsius, 27 degree Celsius. So convert this into Kelvin scale, this is 127 plus 273, that is equal to 400 Kelvin, and this is T2 is 27 plus 273 degree, that is 300 Kelvin. So substitute these two value here, then eta is equal to 1 minus T2 value is, that is 300 Kelvin, and T1 value is, that is 400 Kelvin. This is get cancelled. Eta is equal to 1 minus that is 0.75. This is equal to 0.25. So this is the efficiency of a Carnot engine, that is eta is equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. Here 1 minus T2 value is 300, T1 is 400. So 3 by 4 equal to 0.75. Then efficiency is equal to 0.25. So this completes your thermodynamics chapter. Thank you.